Good evening and welcome to the Irish Art Show broadcast to you from the Scientology Community Centre. Tonight we're very happy to welcome independent Irish music producer Zack Boone. He has released 4 albums to date and his music has featured in international award-winning movies. Additionally, he has a degree in biotechnology. There you go now. We'll have to find out exactly what that's all about. He is a full-time sound production and music teacher and regularly produces music for other artists. Please welcome Zack Boone to the stage.
I remember when I held you in my arms, and you whisper what you whisper in my ear. There was nobody for miles, just us. Locked like lovers under the pier. Memories, 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 memories. Staring at the ocean with sand, doe-eyed with dreams of distant lands. No promises, no demands, just me and your loving hand. Now the years have gone and done what years do. I'm left standing in the place where I lost you. Now there's nobody for miles, just me. Trying hard not to drown in memory. Memory, 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 memory.
This next song is a conversation between two people. It's about unrequited love. One person loves the other and the other is not so keen. This one is called Is It True?
Yes, there was a girl I used to know, soft as Tupelo. Well, she talked a lot about a plan to find the perfect man. Deep in sleep she conjured up a song written for a king. a fateful day he come along, she turned to him to sing, is it true? Am I sworn to you? Am I yours by design? Is it true? Was I born for you? I am yours. Are you mine? He said, I like your company and what you bring, especially when you sing. But your destiny is not with me, and will never be. Do you really think that I belong in your melody? You should try to write another song called Reality. Is it true? You can't start anew, can't rewrite your plot line. Is it true that I'm part of you? I'm not yours, you're not mine. She said, don't go. Well, she said, it's pointless trying to fight. What you know is right, especially when you sense your destiny. Best to let it be. Once she thought she needed company, like a swallow needs two wings. Now she said when loneliness allures, she follows it and sings.
This next song is about the most remotely inhabited island in the world. It's a place I often dreamt of living for various reasons. This one's called after the island. It's called Tristan da Cunha.
I was sitting beside the sea, dreaming of you and me. Oh, my little island in the sun. I was thinking of all the fun, all the memories, all the little foolish fantasies. Well, I know you're a mood, you're a whole week by boat, but you're worth the longest trip on earth. Tristan da Cunha, it's hard not to miss you. I've been all over, nowhere compares. Ooh, Tristan da Cunha. I could get a ticket, I could get this done, I could really do it on the Cape Town. I could soak up the sun, they could raise up the sails, you and I in schools of all the ways. Happy days, Tristan da Cunha, it's hard not to miss you. I've been all over and nowhere compares. could stay this June, see a full Tristan. Maybe I could sing this tune to the Tristan canoe. Tristan Kuna, it's hard not to miss you. I've been all over, but nowhere compares. Ooh, Tristan Kuna, it's hard not to miss you. I've been all over, but nowhere compares. Ooh, now I'm sitting beside the sea. There's only you and me, waiting for the Cape Town Tristan run. It's with a heavy heart that I must depart. Goodbye, my little island in the sun. Well, I know you're remote, you're a whole week by boat. Still, you're worth the longest trip on earth. Tristan da Cunha, I'm gonna miss you.
This one is also about lost love. Seems to be a concurrent theme here. This one is from my first album. This one's called Come Back Lover.
Don't you think it's maybe been too long? Don't you think it's maybe time to laugh and dance and sing a walk, just like we used to, just like we used to? Come back, lover. Come back, love. Come back, lover. Come back, my love.
This next one is slightly more upbeat, but the theme is not. This one is about the whole idea that challenges the notion that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Sometimes pain actually overcomes someone who can't deal with it. This one's called Pain, Why Do You Pretend?
Heaven goes, not you. Heaven goes when it's time. Why do you stay till the end? And why do you pretend you're my friend? You say I just can't see it, but you're good for me. You say that you make me stronger. How can you pretend? How can you pretend you're my friend? Maybe take a break from your strange ways. Spend a little time on your own. Look at all the fish in that big happy sea. You don't have to waste all your time on me. What do you see in me? I show you no loyalty. You could have anyone you want, babe. Why do you pretend you're my friend? I remember when I didn't know you. Everything was fine. I remember when I didn't know you. Everything was alright. Still never say why you stay. You say I'm gonna find out one day. But if you won't make it your way, pain, why do you pretend? Why do you pretend, pain? Why do you pretend you're my friend?
This next one is also, unsurprisingly, about lost love. I just thought I'd make that the theme for today. This one is called The Boatman's Curse. It's from an album I just released in late 2024.
We were meant to meet, we were meant to part. One journey's complete, one's about to start. Nothing ever seems to last, all the good stuff seems to pass. All we seem to do is sway from delight to dismay. Goodbye, Marie, it's time to go to sea. You've been a friend, but everything must end. Everything must stand. Don't hold out for me. heart. Don't wait by the key. You'll get blown apart. A good heart to give. Don't give it away for free. Give your whole life to live. Don't waste it all on me. Bye, Marie. It's time to go to sea. You've been a friend, but the thing must end.
Well, everybody at home, I hope you enjoyed Zack's performance. I love his voice. It's just the gentleness of it. He's smooth, lovely lyrics in his songs, you know. He's put a lot of time into the lyrics and the feelings of the song. I'm looking forward to interviewing him. So, Zack, you're very welcome. Very welcome to the Irish Art Show.
Thank you, Angel.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Look, gorgeous sound.
Wow. Thank you again.
Yeah. You just have a gentle voice, and you like that distinctive highness that you bring into your voice, that kind of, you know.
Yeah, the falsetto thing.
Yeah, the falsetto was really nice.
I tend to do that in choruses because I wouldn't consider myself a great singer. I was always a guitarist first. I'm a lead guitarist, really. So the vocal thing came along by accident, and I'm not a belter, I'm not a rock singer, so I accidentally discovered, well, what can I do that's a little bit different? And funny enough, the falsetto seemed to be the thing that, and sometimes it sounds maybe funny coming out of a guy, a 6'4" guy, but that's what happened.
It's gentle, and sometimes it has not a whistle, but a cry at the end of it. Isn't it like a kind of, you probably don't hear it because you're so used to singing it.
I know what you mean, a bit of a clip at the end.
It's
or
lovely. It's so
maybe
nice.
a bit of vibrato.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Thank you.
It's really nice. And obviously, if you say you feel that you're a guitarist first, did guitar come first, and then vocals too?
Yeah, I picked up guitar when I was 16 and became obsessed with that. Kind of still am, but I do so much that I don't get adequate time to dedicate to any one thing like vocals or guitar, because I do all the production, the engineering, the mixing, the mastering, everything. I adore every aspect of it. So, yeah, I play guitar every day, but I would be most expressive as a lead guitarist.
You're definitely like a one-man band when you say like that. You can do all of, you know, production and.
Yeah.
I mean, you've 2 albums since the last time I've seen you.
Right, that's a fair point.
Like
yeah.
2 albums, like.
Yeah, I seem to be.
Some people can't even put a song together in that length of time.
Yeah, which is really interesting because I play all the parts, I compose them, I mix them, I master them, every single thing, I arrange it, I record it. So it's very intense on top of a full-time job. But that's what I'm compelled to do.
And while we're talking about how you started, I didn't know that you were kind of influenced by your dad because he was a Bob Dylan fan, is that right?
Yeah, I think I fell in love with music as a result of 2 incidents. One was when I was 14 when I saw U2 live on a thing called The Tube, which was presented by Jules Holland and Paula Yates. You remember that program? And that changed my life. I saw them playing at Red Rocks, Colorado, U2 doing Sunday Bloody Sunday. So I became obsessed with them, and then my dad, as a child, he was obsessed with Bob Dylan. He's seen them 17 times live and travelled abroad and everything, so that was always in the house. And of course I was allergic to it, as you would as a child, and whatever your dad is into, you're into the opposite. But he sat me down one day and literally told me to sit down and said, listen to this. And he played a song called Hurricane, Bob Dylan. And I went from kind of hating Dylan to adoring him as a result of that song. And I decided, wow, I'm going to learn some Dylan stuff. And I went out and got myself a guitar, and that was a very long time ago. So
Is that the Spanish guitar?
That was the Spanish guitar that ended up with somebody somewhere, or broken, or in a bin. I'd love to see it again. That was 38 years ago.
Yeah. What was the significance of the Spanish guitar?
I saved up money. This was pre-Euros, so it was £70. And there was a guy in my class that said he had a guitar at home that they were trying to get rid of. And so I said, well, can I buy it off you? And it wasn't a great guitar, but I taught myself. Never got a lesson ever.
Did it take long?
It took me 2 years before I didn't sound terrible. That's the truth. And my parents used to listen to me, and they'd be downstairs trying to watch some, whatever they were
with
called,
their fingers in their
soap
ears.
opera. yeah. And to their credit, they winced, but they never. But they told me years later they thought I'd never nail it. When they felt it was safe to do so, when they heard that I could actually then end up playing it, but no, they thought that, and so it's a very difficult instrument to really get on top of. Just because most people play it, it's deceptive. It's a difficult instrument.
And how did you what inspires you in your albums? Like, do you just get up one day and say, do you know what, I'm going to do another album?
Yeah, the answer to your question is I don't know. It's why does anybody do any addiction? They become, and that's what it is. It's an addiction, and normally it's a healthy addiction, but sometimes it's unhealthy in that I push myself too far. I do too much work because I'm doing everything, so then you end up getting exhausted. But it's a compulsion, and it's the same thing as ultimately why would someone write a script, or why would someone create anything? You don't ultimately know. You have a drive to create, and it seems to be a human trait that happens to some people.
I think we might have been talking about this, or I might have read it somewhere, but was one of your last albums or beforehand kind of instrumental?
Yeah, the last album is mainly instrumental. There are only 2 songs in the album where I'm actually singing a top-line melody. The rest, they would be cinematic type, otherworldly instrumentals.
Lovely. So obviously, because your music was featured in various international award-winning movies. So obviously that's why kind of, I suppose the instrumentals are kind of key to that.
Yeah, some people say the music I create is quite cinematic, so it lends itself well to cinema.
Very nice. It's a different thing, isn't it? It's another creative thing that you're involved in.
Yeah, and again, it seems to be something that is my voice, that otherworldly sound, as Asha alluded to, referred to earlier. And I like that because it's an extension of my personality. It's like you're into pop, you love your pop, I love pop too, and you do that very well, and you bring that to people. I seem to bring something else to people. I love pop, but I wouldn't do it as well as you, or it wouldn't be as natural to me.
Yeah. I think we all have, every artist has their own strengths.
I think so,
and
yeah.
weaknesses as well,
Oh, absolutely.
You could be really strong in certain things that I wouldn't be.
Yeah,
That's the way it
yeah.
is, isn't it? Also, you say you're that I'm interested to hear about aspects of your work as a music creator and music production teacher, because you attempt, which you do empower other people to create for themselves.
Yeah, that's my day job is as a salaried full-time instructor for an organisation called the Education and Training Board, which is a government organisation, and I teach the average age about 19. They're full-time students, and it's college really. So I deliver a course called Sound Engineering and Music Performance. But for me, it's about the empowerment of younger people through music. It's bigger than music. It's about their own self-esteem and their own confidence and their own ability to communicate better and all of those things that can be extensions of music.
And you're changing probably their destiny in some way if you get music into their heads and they understand how it works and how it makes you feel.
Yeah, it sounds like a grandiose statement to change your destiny, unquote, as you just said, but you're certainly leading them down a different path than maybe they would have otherwise. For example, one particular guy, Noah Edwards, if you're listening to this, he got a record deal. He's a dance producer. So he came into the course. He never produced music in his life, and a year and a half later, he's got a record deal. He produces dance music and remixes, and he got several record deals. And then there are other people who go on to university to do music technology courses, as some people who otherwise definitely would not have if they hadn't done the course. It's a gateway course between school and university.
Is that the biotechnology? No, is that something completely different?
No, the biotechnology is something I did in college, and I qualified in it, but it's not me, and I was never interested in it after I graduated. So I ended up doing 10 million billion different things to earn a living. You said it. I realize now, not only is it okay, but it really develops your character and your life experience.
I think the amount of people that have actually done degrees and have done nothing with the matter is because they enjoyed it at the time, and I think as we grow as human beings that we change.
I totally agree. And then you discover something accidentally. For example, I never knew at 27 years I'd end up working with autistic adults and training staff and managing residential care homes for autistic adults, but it was pure accident, and I fell in love with that. And so I would suggest to anybody, if you don't like what you're doing in college, it's wait, you can find your thing in your late 30s. You can find your thing in your late 40s. You may never find it, but
you could find it at 80.
That's a fact.
I mean, that's the reality of the world we're living in nowadays, because people are not aging the way they were.
That's right, and the days of having one job for life are gone. So I would highly recommend people switching disciplines if they can, if they're able to afford it. And I was always lucky in that I had no dependence. So that was a luxury for me. If I got bored with something, I could just ditch it.
And I have to say, I can't leave this interview without, not that they're leaving it right now, but I'm just saying, I can't leave it without mentioning the lake house, the cottage that you have. I mean, that has to inspire you, even getting up to a lake every morning.
Yeah, it does, you discover the necessity of solitude and quietness, really. The world is nuts. And, I've lived in cities and towns. I've done all that for far too long. So, I'd never live in cities again. If you're lucky enough to live in the country with a lack of noise, I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah. And obviously you've had the two albums recently, is that am I right? And I think you're releasing one, is it? Releasing one?
I released one at the end of 2024,
so
November 2024.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of work, but we do what we have to do.
Well, you wouldn't be able to do it or create it if you weren't so passionate about it, isn't that the thing?
Yeah.
And have you goals for 2025, or are you just going to take it easy this year?
My goals for 2025 is to improve all the things. I kind of like to get radical with things in terms of health, for example, and exercise, and even my brother, for example, sent me this thing, and I stuck in my head there a few months ago. Try and get 3: an intellectual win, a spiritual win, and a physical win. And even the spiritual thing, whatever floats your boat in that department. It could be religion, it could be the metaphysical, it could be talking to the universe, whatever you're into, you tick that box.
do something physical, look after yourself physically, exercise, diet, and then an intellectual win, read or watch a good movie or whatever. So
Even
if you
an
can,
audiobook.
absolutely, if you're not into reading, particularly the younger generation who they're glued to their devices,
Yeah.
listen to an audiobook, yeah.
I think they probably wouldn't have the capacity to really read.
Yeah, it's
You know,
diminishing,
so
yeah.
fast, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's been wonderful having you on the Irish
Yeah,
Art
thanks,
Show.
Angel. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for coming along and sharing your talent here
Thank
this
you.
evening. What could you just tell us about your social media?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Zack Boone Music, Instagram, and you'll just find me on Zack Boone, and also YouTube. And I'm on Spotify. You'll hear my 4 albums on Spotify. Just look for Zack Boone, ZackBoone.
I'm going to be obsessed now tonight listening to you on Spotify.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. It was
Thanks,
great to see
Angel.
you again. Keep shining. And I love your shirt. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight. Thank you so much to Zack Boone. He's absolutely fantastic and so interesting to interview, I have to say. So on behalf of myself, Angel, and the crew here tonight, we'll see you next week. Until then, good night.